I have been a fine art photographer for many years. Coming to MICA, I hoped to put down my camera and explore three-dimensional space. At the time, the thread of my concern centered around two words, radical hopelessness, which took hold of me during my summer reading and became the subject of my demonstrations here. I began by developing a language surrounding each of these words. The first of these experiments was to demonstrate the word fanatical, a synonym of radical. My challenge was to connect all of the existing holes on the walls of the studio with pencil lines. This is as far as I got when I abandoned this test. I next addressed the idea of activating the white box. Continuing my fanatical demonstration, I wove a single line from point to point across the space, working with the simplest of materials, string and pins. As I worked, I was surprised to discover new words surrounding fanatical, such as strategic, enlivened, and inspired. The three taped columns in the center of the room represent this idea of fanatical inspiration, creating new views and a new dimension to the space. I also darkened the room and demonstrated to myself the word sorrow, a synonym of hopelessness. As a result of these activities, I found a way to quiet the nagging concerns that these words caused me and was freed to move on to explore space in other ways. My third experiment was to introduce color and allow chance to draw the pattern. Colored map pins were randomly pulled out of the box and placed in the next hole on opposing walls. The idea was to attach each light-colored pin across the room with colored twine. What I learned is that I don't think chance does a very good job, and I don't trust color. Softening corners was a chance for me to interact with a distinct type of space. My interest in connecting the existing holes continued by suspending objects between the two intersecting walls, both obscuring and interacting with the corners. This experiment has not yet been fully realized for me, and I plan on continuing to question the boundaries of corners in my work in the future. Defamiliarization is a term I was introduced to by my mentor in relation to some of my recurring interests. It dates back to the Russian Revolution, when the culture was being reinvented for the new communist society. It introduces the idea of restoring experience by distorting and slowing down perception. The visual play of following a line and finding patterns of layered views has always intrigued me. Taking stock of my experiments, I see that disoriented perception runs through my work. The Russian theory of defamiliarization includes the idea that art restores experience to us by distorting and slowing down perceptions. In the process, we make the world strange once again and see familiarity in new ways. My final experiment is a demonstration of this idea. My work this summer has allowed me to expand and claim my ongoing interest in this area. Going forward, I hope to explore this further in my work.